I'm here at the Birmingham NEC at the Sewing for Pleasure, Fashion Embroidery and the Creative Craft Show. So let's go and have a look. Happening between the 12th and 15th of March 2026. I got to see the amazing entries of this year's fashion embroidery competition. My favourites included this hand embroidered piece called Maiden Tea, which I thought was a showstopper because of its look and concept. The way the light was caught through free machine stitch in the spirit of the night piece really drew me in, and the layered effects of using photography with 3D embroidery in the cowgirl really added something different to the competition. Now, there weren't many digital embroidered pieces on display, but these showed a great variety of using special effects on the machine. And I also got to meet one of the leading digital embroiderers, Twan Lentjes, who is a trailblazing costume maker and digital embroiderer for film and TV. He's worked on many blockbuster films such as Wicked, Queen Charlotte, A Bridgerton Story and The Little Mermaid. He was giving a talk later that day all about his digital embroidery work in these films. And as an emerging digital embroidery designer myself, I really wanted to meet him. So my podcast is tailored towards young people emerging into the digital embroidery world. What advice would you give to these young people?
Either study embroidery, because there are universities who teach embroidery, like specifically or textile design, where they do embroidery. My way, what I did, I studied costume making, and with that I learned how to do digital embroidery myself, and with that I rolled into the film industry basically. But I would say study what you want to do,
Yes.
because that's the best way of getting the techniques and probably also getting to know the right people in the industry.
Can you tell us very briefly your journey into digital embroidery?
My route into this was slightly different and unconventional, but I would say it started with a visit at the V&A before I started my university, where a habit à la française, sort of French embroidered suit was on display, and I was like, I want to make that. So in my final year of university, we could do one project that was based on true life. That was what I wanted to do, so I had to learn how to do digital embroidery. I had to find a machine because my university didn't have it at the time. Now they do. I got help from Wilcom. They let me use the software throughout my university degree. I hired a machine from someone within the film industry, and that's how I started doing embroidery. And then from there, after COVID, because that was all just before COVID happened, I received a bursary and my parents helped me to set up the embroidery business side of things. And as I was working, someone was recommending me to show what I could do with embroidery, and that's how it started, really.
Where do you see digital embroidery moving into the future?
I think the basic of digital embroidery is staying the same. Maybe the software will change and will make things easier and better. I don't want to see AI happening too much in digital embroidery, because I think the whole creative process of creating what you see on your screen and turning it into actual embroidery, I think that's the joy of doing it.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to do things you think that might not work. On my very first job, which was The Little Mermaid, I was like, I've never done this before, but I'll give it a try. If it doesn't work, the machine will stop.
And I know that you're giving a talk today at 3 p.m. Can you give us a little insight into what you're going to be speaking about?
So I'm mainly going to be showing photos of the work I've done and then talk a little bit about that. Because this is such a generic audience, I didn't want to go into specifics about actual digital embroidery, because it's not teaching people how to do it. So I more want to show this is what I was given, and these are the things I paid attention to, or these are the things that we had to change for whatever reason, just to give people an understanding of yes, this is the image you get, but it doesn't necessarily end up being that. So I think that's more what I'm going to talk about. So more a glimpse of what embroidery can do instead of what it is to be a digital embroiderer.